that down, let's move on to this. Elizabeth Olsen has apparently confirmed that she is not going to be in Avengers Doomsday or Avengers Secret Wars. Now, of course, Elizabeth Olsen plays Scarlet Witch. She was the main centerpiece of the best show Disney Plus has ever done, at least on the Marvel side with WandaVision. And then, of course, had a pivotal character turn in Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness. And then, even though you never see her, she plays a very real presence in Agatha All Along. The speculation and the assumption has been, around a lot of people, has been that she's going to come back and going to play, maybe not the lead role, but a key role, an important role in the upcoming Avengers movies, Doomsday and Secret Wars. It's gotten to the point that I think a lot of people just have now assumed that that's what's happening. Well, she recently sat down and did an interview with The Hollywood Reporter in which she confirmed to them she ain't doing it. This, again, comes to us from The Hollywood Reporter, wrote the following. As for the future of her fan favorite Marvel character, Olsen confirms that she's not going to be a part of the Russo brothers' 2 upcoming Avengers movies, Doomsday and Secret Wars. The back-to-back productions are gearing up to shoot in London soon, and Olsen just returned to the US after wrapping Sam Esmail's Panic carefully in London. I'm moving on to filming a pilot for FX called Seven Sisters, Olsen added. So not a lot of pomp and circumstance, not a lot of explanations or setup or anything. Just she told the Hollywood Reporter interviewer she's not going to be in those 2 movies. Now, this is interesting for a couple of reasons. Number one, I believe people said they spotted her in some of that leaked concept art that came out. So that would cast that completely into doubt, which some people have been doubting it anyway, but still that casts that completely into doubt. But it also kind of goes against what has been the commonly accepted refrain that, you know, in Agatha All Along, they had the opportunity. For those of you who didn't see the show, it was pretty good. Apparently a lot of people did watch it, but for those of you who didn't see it, they had an opportunity to put the final period on the issue that Scarlet Witch is dead. In a scene in which Wanda's son asks Agatha, is she dead? To which Agatha replies, yes, no, maybe. So they even left that incredibly ambiguous that she could come back. And listen, even if she doesn't come back for Doomsday or Secret Wars, that doesn't mean she ain't ever coming back. I mean, the door is still there. The door is still open for them to bring her back sometime. But she has just come out and said, just told the reporter, I'm not in either of those 2 movies. So there's that. I don't see this as, like, if you look at, say, the Andrew Garfield situation with Spider-Man movie, right? I don't see this as one of those situations where I think Marvel learned, because you got to remember, more than a year before Spider-Man No Way Home came out, outlets were reporting Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are going to be in this movie. Like the information got out. Whether or not a lot of people believed it or not was another thing, but over a year that came out. I think Marvel's got to understand they're not going to be able to keep that kind of thing secret. The other kind of flip side to that is that the story just may not require her. Now, yes, listen, she could be deceiving them, but I have a feeling if Scarlet Witch is in this, she'll probably be a part of the marketing campaign. That would be my guess. So what would be the point of denying being in it? I don't know. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Kikoff. Man, time flies, doesn't it? One minute you're reminiscing about your last vacation, and the next you're thinking about major life goals like buying a car, getting that dream home. But if your credit isn't where it needs to be, those goals can feel out of reach. And that's where Kikoff comes in, the #1 credit building app in the App Store that makes it easy, affordable, and stress-free to build credit fast. And that's exactly why I love Kikoff. They give you a credit line for just building credit, not for spending. Your on-time payments get reported to the 3 major credit bureaus, helping helping you improve your credit mix and payment history, two of the biggest factors in credit growth. If your credit is under 600, you could see a jump of about 28 points in your first month. No credit check, no hidden fees, no interest, just smart credit building. Building credit can happen faster than you expect with Kikoff. Don't wait. Get your first month for just $1 at getkikoff.com/Campea. That's Kikoff without the C. Get 80% off at getkikoff.com/Campea. Must sign up via getkikoff.com/Campea to activate offer. Offer applies to new customers first month only, subject to approval. Offer subject to change. Terms and conditions may apply. Point stat based on Equifax Vantage Score 3.0 changes for Kikoff users starting under 600 who made their first on-time payment between January of 2021 and March of 2024. Payment and credit activity outside Kikoff can have an impact on your credit. Individual results may vary. Like, Chris, to me, this isn't as clear cut as the Kristen Ritter one. Because, you know, Kristen Ritter, like, everything she said really does track with, she really doesn't think she's going to be in Daredevil.
Yeah.
This, we don't even get what the direct quote was. We just have the Hollywood Reporter writer telling us she has confirmed to me that she's not going to be in either of those. So I don't know if I believe it as much as I believe the Kristen Ritter one. But I'm in the kind of the position with this is, what would be the point of hiding that she'd be in it? It's not like an Andrew Garfield thing where Andrew Garfield was a part of a completely different cinematic universe, a completely different Spider-Man franchise, and him appearing. Scarlet Witch has been in the MCU. We know she's in the MCU.
Yeah.
So I tend to believe her. Maybe just not as much as I believe Kristen Ritter when she says she's not going to be. I don't know. You hear this. Does this track for you? What do you think?
Well, reading the article, she does talk extensively, Olsen talks extensively about how important her non-Marvel choices are, particularly at this juncture in her career. And the full quote doing this, you know, your taste does not create the artist that you are, and that wasn't something I was thinking when I first started working. So the opportunity to return to films like The Assessment is a reflection of the people I want to work with and my own personal taste, which is a really polite way, I feel, of saying, I'm not super into these Marvel things. I'm glad I did them, but I want to do more art house stuff. I want to do more indie things. I want to do those kinds of things. Now, that's not to say that she won't pop up in this movie still. Again, I just think this means, hey, you're probably not a huge part of it. Maybe she's not going to be in here at all. Maybe she is going to focus on this new pilot and these other films and everything. But also, she could just pop in for a second to do a quick little cameo in the film, essentially. Or Scarlet Witch could appear in this movie, but maybe not Olsen. Right? We could have some other footage. We could have a body double from the back. We see Wanda get just like got really quickly or something.
Or it's just another person playing the role.
Exactly.
It is multiverse after all.
Of madness. Yeah. We have, you know, John Krasinski shows up as Scarlet Witch. We'd love that for him. Be fabulous. So I feel like there's still definitely the potential of Wanda being in this. I just don't know if it's going to be her Wanda.
Right. So
well, if you look at the shape and you're just doing what you're saying, where it's just from the behind shot, Paul Walter Hauser.
Paul Walter Hauser.
Oh my gosh.
Same body type.
He can do anything though, so I'd believe it.
Yeah.
So I
He's
mean,
incredible.
you could be ostensibly saying that yes, Elizabeth Olsen will not be in the movies, but Scarlet Witch could be, just being played by somebody else. And you brought up the perfect example of John Krasinski. John Krasinski is not going to be the ongoing Reed Richards, but in that universe, Reed Richards looked like Jim from The Office. So that kind of tracks. Again, I think this would break a lot of people's March Madness brackets, though, in their guessing about what's going to be happening in Doomsday and Secret Wars, because a lot of people believe and are relying with their theories on Scarlet Witch being in there. Maybe she is, maybe she is not.
I mean, her reasons seem to be more, I think more, I believe her reasons more than any other person denying a return. Like, she wants those movies that Chris Schwartz.
Yeah, she made,
found.
listen,
Yeah.
She wants that.
She made that
wants
statement before.
she said before, like, I need to separate myself from this stuff. She goes, I love it. I absolutely love it. But it's just so encompassing.
Right.
And listen, if she was going to be a significant character in Doomsday and Secret Wars, we're talking about tying her up for like a couple of years.
Yeah, if you want.
By the way, in that Seven Sisters, I think she's doing it with Alicia Vikander.
Oh yeah, she is.
Ooh.
She is.
She is? Yeah,
She is.
like
Okay.
that's a power team.
The premise for that movie is weird too.
I think-
It's creepy.
I think the fact that, signing on for such a big character in the MCU, it took a lot of years away from her too. That
Oh
she,
no, it did. Yeah,
she-
she talked a lot about like projects and movies she was really in love with and really wanted to do, but she couldn't because she was obligated to have her schedule available.
She
for
wants to make
Marvel.
her mark. Make
Yeah.
her mark in Hollywood as a real serious actor. Like, and you start that groundwork during these years, you know what I mean? And you can't do that if you're just doing comic book movies for 7 straight years.
Well, guys, question is for you. According to the Hollywood Reporter, Elizabeth Olsen has confirmed she is not going to be in Doomsday and Secret Wars. Do you believe her? I mean, it does kind of track with everything she said. Maybe like Chris suggested, she's not there, but that doesn't mean Scarlet Witch isn't there. Maybe just being played by a different performer. I don't know. How do you see this shaking out? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and leave your thoughts there. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.